Good day, beautiful Bravehearts worldwide. Okay, I'm in Puerto Rico right now. And the one a day I want to do today is, how about 1 month for Mother's Day? Now you're going to understand why I'm saying this. How about 1 month for Mother's Day? Don't you think Mother's Day should have 1 month? Look, let me tell you something. Yesterday I did a one a day and I said this. I said that your mind better be much stronger than your emotions. You need to get this. If I can give you one thing that's going to help you get through the next few years, is that your mind better be stronger than your emotions. Let me tell you something. The stuff that they've got planned, if I went through everything that I know, and I believe that I do know, because I know people, I really do. I'm not trying to just come off and spout off. But if I were to lay everything out, you would just shake your head. You'd shake your head. You'd say, oh my God. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. If you want to pull somebody's pants down, what you want to do is you want to distract them, disrupt them, and emotionally keep them off of balance. And that will not happen to me. That will never happen to me. It'll never happen to the BraveHeart master trainers that work with me. We are not going to allow it, because I talk to them about everything that I know and believe that's coming. And you know what? In the last probably 15 years, I'm not going to say that I haven't been wrong about anything, but I've been right about most things. Understand this. Why don't we give Mother's Day 1 month? Why did we give Pride Day 1 month? Now, understand something. Before anybody jumps out of their skin and thinks that I am judging anything, I'm not. So get over it. I observe this planet, this world. I am not out to change this world. I am not out to change this planet. There's only one thing I want to do, is I want to teach people that if they had unconditional love for themselves and they weren't guilting themselves and they weren't judging themselves, okay, they would be free of everything. So remember something. Yesterday's one a day is a buildup of today. And that is this, that your mind better be stronger than your emotions. And I'm telling you that 999 people out of 1,000 are emotionally out of balance. You think you don't believe me, right? You don't believe me? Okay, well, guess what? I hope you know that 30% of all children are pre-diabetic. 20% of all children have a fatty liver, okay? And understand, these are adults actually caring for these children that aren't caring for them because they don't know how to care for themselves. That also that 86% of the population to 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means self-poisoning. So that means people are poisoning themselves to death. There will never be a 1 month Mother's Day, and I'm going to tell you why. Because guess what? Mothers, there has been. There has been. Fathers are a has-been. Okay, it's about infertility. It's about what? It's about what? It's about reducing the population. I want you to think about this before you jump all over me. It's all about AI, artificial intelligence. It's all about what? It's all about what? Transhumanism. It's all about what? Well, we're going to bring in transgender, and we're going to bring in 1 month of pride, because most of these people that we're talking about are not interested in having children, or maybe they might have a test tube baby, or they might do something like that. But the reality is, this is all about bringing down the population. Because understand something, robotics is going to take away about 60 to 70% of all jobs. Does that mean you need human beings running around? No. And what if you were part of a group that were called the psychos? What if you were part of a group that was called the psychos? And these psychos, okay, all right, they've been ruling, schooling, and fooling us for over 100,000 years. And you're going to go, that's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, guess what? You probably believe in climate change. You probably believe in COVID. See, so there's no real talking to the majority, because the majority have their beliefs and they're allowed to have their beliefs. And I'm not out to change anybody's mind, but you might want to do something. You might want to make sure that your mind is stronger than your emotions. And I'm telling you that right now. And guess what? I am not going to be eliminated. There's a lot of people eliminating themselves. Look at this. I'm serious. Come on. First of all, don't you talk to me Don't you talk to me about love. I am so over that. Okay, it's self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-honor, or it's nothing. Don't tell me how you love your kids. You're going to die for your kids. Don't tell me how you love your family. Don't even do it. Okay? Because understand something. If your whole intention, okay, is to love your family, if you don't love yourself, then you're not truly loving your family. And understand, you know, if you want this thing to be over with, then you're going to mind your own business. I mean, mind your own business. Your business, your body, your emotions, your mind, you're going to mind that. And if you do that, that's the most beautiful job you'll ever do. But you'd have to stay in the present moment. That means everything they say and everything they do, it cannot affect you. It cannot infect you. It can't infect you anymore. They're not going to ever affect me. They could say the most silliest thing, or they could say Canada just went to war with the United States. And that wouldn't bother me at all. Everything is a setup. And you know, people are complaining and explaining how they have to do this. They have to put up with this and put up with that. No, they don't. People don't have an imagination anymore, so they can't think outside the box. You know, during this 1 month of Pride, it pissed so many people off, right? And the reality is I didn't get pissed off because I understood what was going on. Why don't you mind your own business? Because what these cycles want to do, they're going to get away with it all. I want you to understand something. When you want to fight for something and protest something, do you have the majority on your side? If you don't have the majority on your side, then it's not going to go well for you. Why don't you take that time, that energy, and exercise, eat right, think right, drink right, live and love yourself unconditionally, okay? And once you've done that, why don't you do that with your family? And then also don't limit your beliefs at all. Tell yourself that you can move your family to another country. Tell them that you can go somewhere where the food grows everywhere, nobody could starve you out. Tell me that you're going to go somewhere where they can't freeze you out. You do get this, right? You do understand that, right? I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to live where they can starve me out, freeze me out, shut me down. It's not going to happen. The most important thing is living in the moment and loving my life. Not what I own, okay? Not the money I can make. And also understand something. I'm going to continue this beautiful, life-threatening, fun-filled adventure as long as I can. And I'm going to keep on sharing with people as much as I can. And hopefully I'm sharing the right things. I hope that I'm giving them some courage. I hope that we can teach people to stay in the present moment. But you need to understand this, okay? I'm going to tell you this right now. It's about AI. Artificial intelligence is going to take many jobs away. Now, you don't need these people. And guess what? The reality is this, whether you want to believe it or not, it will take years, but we will be a cashless society. Maybe there might be some little hubs around the world that are saying no, but all in all, oh man, they set this up so beautiful. I mean, the whole currency thing is going to crumble, and a new currency has to come in, and it's going to be digital. I will never take the chip, but guess what? Will I be involved in digital currency? Yes, I probably will. And the reality is it the mark of the beast? No, I'd say taking the chip and giving your identity away is that. But the reality is this. I'm going to tell you something. There are people that are saying, I'll die before I do this. Meanwhile, guess what? They don't have their own life. They don't have sovereignty. Unless you have peace of mind, unless you have a full heart with love, and it's on a continual basis, I don't care what you say, okay? As long as you're fighting with yourself, your family, the world, there's no peace. So first of all, you got to find peace here. And I'm going to tell you something. I am going to go where I am always going to have warmth, food, ocean. I'm going to have the most beautiful life. And people are going, oh, well, lucky for you. Well, you do understand something, that it's all about this. Whatever you put out into the universe is going to come back to you. And you need to understand that. Your life sucks because your beliefs suck. Your life is amazing because your beliefs are amazing. Okay? You have what you have. The couch you sit in, the car you drive, the house you live in, the relationships you have them that way. And understand, Not all relationships are going to be great, because family is not everything. When you make family everything and your family is total chaos, okay, or they don't buy into you and you make them everything, you lose everything. I'll tell you what should be everything. Everything should be put into the present moment and you own it. Everything should be put into unconditional love for everyone and allow everyone to be what they want to be. But why don't you become what you want to be? Why haven't you done that? Why haven't you moved on your passion, your purpose, and your dreams? No matter what goes on in this planet, I am still going to be moving on my dreams. Listen, you think you got obstacles? How about being a nut job like me in natural health and coming up with things like vaginal infusion, okay, the ultimate coffee enema, okay, therapeutic vomiting, all these things to release built-in belief systems that are killing us. I mean, if we don't purge ourselves on an emotional and physical level, we're toast. We're toast. Let me look at the blue light right here. Why do you think I have these on all the time except when I'm doing a one a day? There's enough blue light everywhere to destroy your brain because your eyes don't see. Your eyes don't see. They pick up light, they pick up images, that goes to your brain makes the movie. And the reality is that people have eye disorders today because of this. Let me tell you something. These psychos signed a pact with your religious, you call it the devil. I just call it an evil entity that lives off the suffering of 8 billion people. And that's it. And these guys have been in charge for 100,000 years already to 150,000 years, and they're not going to give it up. They were given the keys. Planet Earth is a prison. It's a prison. It's a planet prison. But guess what? I'm as free as I can be. I love this life. Now, I know that, that I'm a light energy, electrical, magnetic being, and I know that the only way that I can move on to the next level is unconditional love for myself and the world. And that's the key. Now, how are you going to have unconditional love for yourself and your family and everybody else if you come from a judgmental point of view? How can you ever heal if you have judged yourself because you're a sinner or a loser or you failed at a relationship? God, I failed at so many relationships, I don't even want to count them, but I didn't fail. How can I have great relationships with everybody? I'm not going to. My beliefs don't match up. And as I grow inside, I have less people that match up to my belief systems. Let me tell you something. I'm a light energy, electrical, magnetic spirit being, and I came here on my own. I am leaving on my own, and my spirit is real, and this isn't. Oh yeah, you're going to tell me this is real? First of all, most people don't even know that when you eat food, it's not the food that actually creates the physical matter, this meat suit that I'm in. It's actually the vibration, the light, and the frequency that's in whatever I drink and eat and think that makes this body. My God, if I would have stayed the same as I was when I was in my early 20s, I'd be dead already. My younger brother died 2 years ago, okay? Because guess what? He blamed the world for everything. And he was so poverty conscious. Well, so was I. I was raised that way. My father was a born-again Christian pastor, carpenter. And guess what? Poverty was the way to the Lord. Poverty was the way to everything, giving up everything. Listen to me. I live for one thing, the moment. I want to succeed at the moment. Now, you try to do that, good luck with it. You can't do it because you'd have to go and take an intensive course. And whether you believe it or not, go take another one. But that's why people will come and take my whole life coach certification so that they can live in the present moment, so they can own it, so that they're not in the past, they're not in the future, they're right here. Oh yeah, you can make plans and have a great imagination and have dreams, but you got to be ready to pivot and give it because these cycles are going to want to cause a bump in the road, so we got to slow down and rethink things, or they're going to say quick right-hand turn because there's a cliff, and I'm ready for that. But you got to be in the present moment. I'm going to say this again, and this is not to be cocky. You will never hear of me with a disease because guess what? They have made disease normal. You actually believe that disease is normal. How many of you have bought medical insurance? I would never buy medical insurance because to buy medical insurance means that you're planning to get sick. I'm not planning to get sick. You'll never hear of me even in bed with a cold or a flu. We can't get out of bed. You might hear of me with a sniffle. You might hear of me that my voice is a little gruff. But I will never disrespect myself to the point that I'm in bed and I can't get out. I will never disrespect myself that I'm going to end up in a hospital or a hospice, or that I need a cane or a walker or a wheelchair. No, it's not going to happen. And you can go, oh, he's so cocky. No, you're so numbed out that you actually believe disease is normal. You actually believe this is as good as it gets. You actually, not you, but the majority believe that, there's a God that actually judges us and we're going to go to hell unless we repent and we suffer today and tomorrow and the next day, because guess what? Heaven awaits us later after we die. Well, if it's okay with you, I'm going to take my heaven right now. Every present moment will be my heaven. So you need to understand something. Nothing in this world has gotten 1 month. Pride Day became 1 month. You know why? Because they need to reduce the population. They need to really screw up everybody, okay? And understand that. You can believe it or not believe that. Hey, listen, do whatever you want, be whatever you want, but let me see them ever do 1 month for mothers, because mothers are the healers. Mothers are the caretakers. Mothers bring in, they are the portal of the spirit beings that come in from the heavens. Okay, so understand that. So let's just be perfectly clear. We are going to go digital. It's going to take years, but it's going to happen. Stop bitching and complaining about it. Okay? More of the younger children are not going to know what their gender is. They're going to be totally screwed up and confused. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. They're teaching young children that they can pick what they want to be. And they don't even know who they are yet. So listen, the whole thing is rigged. I mean, somebody that believes in this stuff, I don't. But I'm not telling you that I'm going to judge it. The reality is that it's going to happen. You can get upset, but you're going to give yourself a headache. You're going to give yourself heartburn. You're going to give yourself more than that. You're going to give yourself cancer, because the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict. Take the C away, you're left A-N-S-E-R, answer. And the only answer is you. Let me see if you can just get through 1 hour without having a negative thought, judging something, yourself or someone else, or getting pissed off because the world's not going your way. Let me tell you something. I've got adult children that are pissed off because the world's not going their way. And I can tell them, that that's not going to work, and then they'll just get pissed off at me. Your job is not to change anyone. Your job is to love, honor, and respect yourself before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. I give it to Jesus. No worries for me. Let me tell you something. You go ahead and give it to Jesus. Guess what? I believe in Jesus, but guess what? It's team effort. Do you know how many people come to me and they have a chronic illness? They have a life-threatening illness, and I go, we need to do this, this, and this, and they go, it's up to Jesus whether or not I live or not. Okay? It's in Jesus' hands. And do you know how many of those people end up living? I have people that will actually come to me, and listen, I'm not trying to get controversial here. I have people that come to me that have no faith, but they have faith in their own healing and they heal. I have people that come to me and go, it's in God's hands, it's in Jesus' hands. When they forgot it was teamwork that makes the dream work, and they don't make it. So don't give me that. Okay? I was raised in a born-again Christian family, and I'm going to tell you, let me tell you something. I saw enough death come and go, okay? And when I mean death of beliefs that people were worthy, that people could heal themselves. And they always put it in Jesus' hands or some other thing's hands. Let me tell you something. There is no Savior coming. Do I believe in Jesus? Yes. Do I think that Jesus was an amazing man, amazing spirit? Yes, I do. Do I try to follow in the path of what I know to be Jesus? Absolutely. But understand something. Guess what? I am where I am today, okay? Because I took massive personal action. I can love Jesus, but if I don't love myself, then guess what? I'm in big trouble. So I know I have to unconditionally love myself. I cannot allow myself to become a sinner, because did you know what sinner means? You missed the point. Go look it up. It's in some dictionaries. You missed the point or you missed the mark. So you can believe it any way you want. But I'm going to tell you something. Man has a way of interpreting things to make himself feel guilty and that he's going to hell or he needs to go to hell so someday he'll have heaven. I had a brother-in-law saying that, and he died of cancer. I had been smoking for many years, and I tried to help. He didn't want any. Let me tell you something. I deal with this every day, okay? Because people know my background. They'll call up and go, Dr. Wolf, are you still a Christian? Because if you're not, I'm not coming to you. And I'll go, I'll tell you what, then you do whatever you need to do, because everybody is welcome in my clinic. There are no brands, there are no religions, there are no different languages, there are no different ethnic groups, there is nothing. Everybody is welcome. Remember something, everybody was created by the same creator, and you can give it a different name if you want, but guess what? Don't get caught up in the story. I make my own story. My story is I will have unconditional love for myself and every brother and sister on this planet. And those things that I have difficult in loving, I will focus on what I do not have difficult in loving, so that I learn how to love myself and not hate myself. Because if you focus on things that you do not like, you will not like yourself. If you focus on things you hate, you will end up hating yourself. Tell me that that's not true. Tell me that you don't know Christians and Jewish people that have real deep roots in their faith, but they hate other people, other things on this planet. You can't get away with that. God is unconditional love. Don't you tell me he's anything else, or she's anything else, or they're anything else, because I don't know for sure, but I know it's unconditional love. I'm not going to buy into anything else, never will. Don't get upset with me, just get off my platform, because you can throw tomatoes at me, you can tell me I'm going to hell, which people usually do, or I'm a crackpot, which they can, and the reality is guess what? This crackpot is having a good time. This crackpot has learned how to love everyone, even if somebody doesn't love him. And that's the way it's going to remain. And I'm going to teach the people that come to us that they follow nobody. Follow nobody. They don't follow me. They follow no story. There is no history, his story. There is no story that anybody should follow except their own story. They fall in love with themselves. They make their own story. They don't follow me. That's the deal. You know, wouldn't it be great if we all came down here and we lived our passion and our purpose? And the reality is we all could do it, but we can't mind our own business, can we? And that would be unconditional love. So don't come on my platform and tell me that somebody is going to go to hell because they unconditionally love themselves, and they're not going to give themselves sinner syndrome, or they're going to judge themselves and put them in jail, in an emotional or a mental jail for the rest of their life. Back off, because you're the poison. You're the poison. As far as I'm concerned, I want to release everyone from their guilt, their judgment, and their hell. And that's my job. Okay, so everybody's got their job. And then you can go around, whoever you are, commenting here, and you can go around and tell people that they're unworthy, and that and this is the only way you get to go to heaven. Well, what about all the other thousands and thousands of different religions and different ideas? I say this: make up your own idea, make up anything you want, any story. And if it brings you bliss, and it brings you unconditional love for yourself and everyone else, guess what? That is what God is. God is nothing else but that. It's an energy source that doesn't have an emotional, mental problem that needs to be in a white straitjacket or to be on Prozac or anything else. Do you understand? 1 minute loves us, 1 minute hates us. I mean, seriously, who can do that? Who can even live like that? I'm not trying to disrespect you, but understand something. You can try to scare me, but I'm never going for it, because I'm having a good time. And I already know, because I sit quiet every night. Every night. I don't meditate, but I sit quiet. Every night I wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning. Last night I was up for about an hour, hour and a half, and I sat there by myself, and guess what? You want to know why I do that? Because God only whispers. God does not yell, does not scream, does not demand. Okay? I've had a couple times where I think maybe God might have yelled at me when I was going too fast, or I was going to hurt myself. Thank you, Daryl. I love Jesus too. Yes, I do, my friend. Free will, step into your power. Accountability, go co-create. That's right, let's co-create. And let's invite everyone that has a different religion, has a different thought, has a different story into our lives. Let's hug them, let's love them, let's care for them. Let's drop this. This is why we're leaving. This is why we're leaving. They don't have to divide us anymore. We're dividing ourselves from each other, and then we're tearing ourselves apart with inflammation. We're an inflammation nation, not a BraveHeart nation, because guess what? Because why? Because we terrorize ourselves and our family and everybody else. Okay? So understand that, all right? Yes. I'll tell you something. Jesus was unconditional love. I don't like talking about it a lot because I don't like to throw my beliefs around. Okay, because I don't want likes, I don't want kudos, I don't want pats on the back, okay? Because I am not for one sector. I'm for every spirit being that comes on this planet. That's it. I'm for everybody that comes down to this planet. They can believe whatever they want. I will never ever hate again. And I'll tell you something, it does no good. That's the only way you're going to get close to that which you call God. Anyways, I'm off topic. The reality is they should give Mother's Day 1 month. And they gave Pride Day 1 month because if you don't know what's going on, guess what? They want to welcome AI in. Just stay calm, use your head, okay? But you're going to see more changes in the next 7 years than you have seen in 70 years. So understand that. And it's not all bad. It's not all bad. And it's not bad. All right? Just stand up for yourself. Love yourself. Care for yourself. Let your family know that you are going to start loving and caring for yourself. And then let them know that you love them. Because as soon as you start loving and caring for yourself, your family gets jealous and envious. Tell me I'm wrong. It's like a woman can say, hey, honey, I'm going to go start eating better and start exercise. Oh, you go ahead, do that, honey. So she drops 10 pounds, then she drops 15, then she drops 20. And then he says, honey, let's order a triple cheese pizza because he hasn't done anything. He's like a slug on the couch, okay? And guess what? So he doesn't mean to because he loves her, but he pulls her back down because he doesn't have it in him to make the changes. And this is the big problem we have is even when people want to rise, when they want to feed their spirit, when they want to love themselves, guess what? When your family doesn't, it's not a family, it's a damnly, isn't it? Look at how you've struggled to try to do things. And unless you have the family's approval, because we know one thing for sure. We know one thing for sure, don't we? Okay, and what's that? Well, we know that families usually buy into whoever suffers the most loves the most. I'm not doing that anymore. Not doing it. Doesn't matter. The person could have just gotten married, or the person could have just said, I just got diagnosed with cancer, and guess what? I'm not buying into the suffering anymore. We need BraveHeart heroes. You need to find your authentic self. Do not follow anyone anymore, but go inside yourself and get an understanding of what you truly are. You're unconditional love. You came as unconditional love. You're going to leave as unconditional love. What if you could pull that off here? How good would your life be? I might come back on today if I can. I don't know. I've got meetings to do. I'd like to show one-shot therapy. When I was younger, I fell off a 30-foot building. I did. And I was younger, so I could take it. It was 30 feet. And I tried to, when I went down, roll. It was on the grass. But I dislocated both my ankles. And I want to show you how you can use like a shot glass. I call it one-shot bottle therapy. And how you can get in and work on your ankles and decrystallize them, decalcify them, and get rid of the scar tissue. And then I want to show you your knees, and we'll show you your wrists, different places you can work on for yourself the next few days. And we'll change the beat a little bit, the momentum here, okay? We don't always have to be talking about the world and where it's going, because who really cares? It's more important about your world, your inner world, and where you're going. Trust me on this. The world just wants to distract you and attack you so that you'll do that to your friends, neighbors, and the rest. Remember something, okay? Let us stop joining the war, okay? Let's stop protesting. Let's start taking all of our energy. Just think if you never bought one toxic thing again. What if you never drank one toxic thing? You never ate one toxic thing? What if you never had anything bad to say about anybody ever again? What would your world be like? God bless everyone. Have a beautiful day.